It's time for $1 Million Money Making Monday with me, Jesse T, Mr. Soul, Jesse Terrero, and your home sold guaranteed, or I'll buy it. We put that in writing. You want to find out more information about that? A free recorded message, no obligation ever, no pushy salesperson, just some great information for you to pick up for free and a free report on how we do that at 1-844-402-4222, extension 1072. Your home sold guaranteed, or I'll buy it. The Home Selling Group. Good to have you along on $1 Million Money Making Monday. You know, making millions of dollars in real estate are all about strategies, are all about understanding financing, are all about understanding what to look in a house, what's popular in an area, what the public really wants. This is all about strategies and understanding the inside workings of real estate, okay? But also, one of the very most important things is transitions. Now, the other day I was talking about my original broker, Jeannie McGuire, and she started real estate in 1920s, 1925. I mean, her DRE number was 5 digits, just a little over 5,000. I'll give you an example. My DRE number is 6 digits, 963885, my broker number. But most broker numbers today are 7, pushing mid 7 digits, like 3 million plus. So, you know, my DRE number shoots me back 40 years. Jeannie McGuire's DR number shot her back all the way back in the mid 1920s. She was one of the first women on the Department of Real Estate when it was formed. She was one of the first women on the California Association of Realtors when it was formed. Jeannie McGuire was a chain smoking, smart woman. She was one of my mentors in the real estate business. And I learned so much from her. I met her in 1979. She was 80 years old then, and she had been in real estate all that time. She was the manager of an office, red cover real estate office in Sun Valley that I went to work for and kind of got my nose dirty and learned how to be a real estate agent. I didn't have my broker's license till the mid 1980s. And I didn't really get my loan specifications till the mid 1990s. But that's how we did it back then. And I remember one story, it's kind of funny. I said, Gene, how do you write contracts? Because, you know, when you pass a state test, they just teach you how to pass a state test. And I said, Jeannie, how do you write contracts? And she was smoking a cigarette here, smoking a cigarette here. She had a cigarette in an ashtray, cigarette behind her, smoking another cigarette. She would light up, set that cigarette down, set this cigarette down, take another cigarette out of the box and strike her little light, silver plated lighter. And she's smoking another cigarette. It was like in the London fog working in that red cover real estate office. Everybody smoked but me. But, you know, it didn't bother me, secondhand smoke. Gosh, you know, what did I care? I mean, it didn't bother me at all. You know, my parents smoked, my grandparents smoked, everybody smoked. Anyhow, I said, Jeannie, how do I write contracts? Well, she said, come on, young man, young pup, 19 years old, right? She says, see all those file cabinets? This was in the back of the office in a room, and it was from A to X, and it must have been 15 or 20 file cabinets of every transaction that she had ever did. And the office that she did, and PwC, the other office that she managed that she ever did, it was in there. I mean, we were talking tens and 20s of thousands of contracts. She said, I want you to take this yellow pad, and you're going to have a whole box full of them. And I want you to start at A and end at X. Probably going to take you 6 to 9 months. And I want you to write down all the interesting things about contracts that you see, and you'll start noticing that certain things are always said the same way, or they mean the same thing. See, we had a 1-page contract, and most of that page was all just lines, okay, at that time. Now, the real estate contract, the RPA, they call it, it's a fancy name, that contract is sort of like about 37 pages. altogether. So it was one page. And then you would have to add a couple of pages of addendum, which was all just line sheets. And we wrote everything. There was no typewriter. I mean, there was a typewriter, but it was a pain in the butt. It was easier just to put a carbon piece of paper under and write it. That's how we used to do. And so I started. And it took me 9 months to go through that file cabinet, 9 to 10 months. I mean, I didn't get every contract because they all started looking the same, but I must have looked at tens of thousands of contracts, even before she allowed me to go out and take a listing or write a contract or anything. And so I kind of learned it the old-fashioned way. And then, of course, education over the years, and I became a broker, and I went to law school, but I'm not a lawyer. And I went to business school and graduated, and communications school and graduated, and I studied law, and I studied finance and economics and all kinds of things to cultivate this 4,063 transactions in my career of 41 years. So anyway, that's how we started. Well, Jeannie McGuire also, I asked her one question. I said, how do you know when to invest? How do you know when it's a good time that the buyer's market is changing or the seller's market is changing? Because I'm getting that question asked a lot to me. Is the market changing? I remember now Carter was president at this time, and interest rates were 18 to 20% fixed rate interest. Reagan hadn't been become president yet with trickle down theory, so supply side economics, which dropped the interest rates all the way down to about 8 or 9% during his presidency and thereafter, and they've been coming down ever since. Now they're 2.875 to 3% across the nation, and they're going to go up too. So you better get in the mix of it, guys. If you're thinking about buying, they're going to go up. I read 6 articles today that everybody's saying they're going up maybe as soon as next month. So things, I've been saying this, and I've been saying this. Some believe me, some don't. I'm telling you, you better get off the fence and jump in the market. But nevertheless, she said transitions, Jesse. Transitions, Jesse. That's where you make your money. That's where you personally make your money in real estate. And that's where your clients are going to make their millions of dollars, if they so choose, in real estate. I said, what does that mean? She goes, well, about every 7 years. Well, she pulled out this graph going back all the way to the end of the Civil War here in California, all the way to current time, 79, 1980 at that time. And about every 5 to 7 years, it peaks, goes down, 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 peaks, goes down. Okay, about every 5 to 7 years. Okay, sometimes it's 10 years, sometimes it's 3 years, but it averages out. And she says you make your money in the transitions when it's going up and when it's going down. In those sides of that triangle is where you make your money. You don't make your money in a flat market. You don't make your money in a low market. You don't make your money in a high market. You solidify your money in a high market over a period of time, and you solidify your money in a low market over a period of time. But you actually make your money in those transitions, those legs, up, down, up, down. And she showed me this graph, and you know something? I continued that graph on for many, many decades, and it's been absolutely right, just literally right on the button. She also told me, so goes Florida, so goes America. So goes Florida, so goes California. In California, she also told me runs about anywhere from 2 to 4 years behind Florida when the transitions. Well, folks, the transitions are already starting to happen in South Florida and Florida. So I'm looking at 3, maybe 2 to 4 years here when we're going to see that transition over here in a buyer's market is going to happen with higher interest rates, a little lower and flattening in price, but they will continue to go up. They're just not going to go up 25% or 35 or 40% locally, or about 15 or 70% nationally. They're going to go up. The average is about 7% since the end of the Civil War here in California. And across the nation, sometimes it goes up higher, sometimes it goes up lower, sometimes it goes, but it averages out to about 7%. From about 6 to 8% is where it averages out. So transitions, he said, transitions. Transitions is where you make your mark. Okay, so we are in a transition marketplace right now with the deferments ending and people trying to save their equity because they didn't pay their bills for 2 years and their arrears $40,000 to $16,000, and all that pandemic money is over with, and these transitions are starting to happen. Sellers have got some scaredy pants going on, because if they're going to be offered some program from the bank, because the federal government told them that they had to do that, but if they don't accept those programs, then sellers are going to have a choice, because they're going to get hit with arrears payments, and that's going to go right to their credit report. And you get a mortgage later in your credit report, forget it. Kiss of life. It's a kiss of death. It's going to be decades. Even bankruptcies don't take it out if you get a late payment on your credit report. It's a goner. It's tough. It stays with you forever. And so, what bank is going to give you money in the future and take a risk on you if you can't make your payments, right? So it makes sense. It's logic. I mean, there are some banks that will do that, believe me, but you're going to pay money for it. You're going to pay high points, and you're going to pay higher interest rate when that happens. All right. So we still can find money that way. But nevertheless, for the most part, generally speaking, that's kind of what happens. So they got to protect their credit report, and then they got to protect, that NOD, knows the default being filed on them. And it's going to be done very quickly because of all this way the law is kind of working on it right now. They're not going to have to wait 90 days because the 90 days has already taken place. So they're going to be slapping people with like 15 days or something, less than 60 days, less than 30 days. Watch, I'm telling you, that's coming. It's coming, and it's coming fast. So sellers are going to have a choice: save your credit, save your equity. So what they're doing is they're paying with this $300,000 bump in equity across Southern California, $200,000 to $300,000 bump. They're paying off that deferment in the sale of their property and the cost of the property, giving a little more to buyers right now, and a little more credits, a little more advantage to the buyer situation. And they're staying on the market longer now, about twice to three times as long. Well, what does that mean? Instead of 3 days, it's 20 days, okay? And they're starting to reduce their prices because they got to liquidate these properties before all this takes place. And it's all going to take place in the next 100 days. So watch, I'm telling you, that's what's happening. I follow this stuff. And Jeannie McGuire was the first one to put this in my head over 41 years ago. So this is where I made my money, and this is where I've lost money, and this is where I've made money by not following these basic logical, common sense, golden rules, these gold nuggets. These are writer downers for you guys. You should be writing this down. And give us a call, of course, at 1-800-684-8699 if you want even more detail. We can only give so much information on $1 Million Money Making Monday. See, it's all about making $1 million in real estate, and you have to understand how it works. And this is so very important to understand transitions, okay? So we're right in the middle we're starting a transition now, and it's going to continue on. And as soon as that interest rate starts going up, that transition will happen faster. All right. So I just want to kind of talk a little bit about that. This is where you make your money selling. This is where you make your money buying. Hey, sell that property, save yourself, take that equity, watch the market, and buy another house in a better neighborhood, a better zip code with money that you'll have as a giant down payment. You have perfect credit. You can get the lowest possible rate, and you can get the best possible house, the biggest, baddest house on the block. Okay. You want to move up to that zip code where when appreciation takes over again and it goes skyrocket, all of a sudden your house is going to go to several $1 million. I mean, it's coming. And if you don't think I'm true, my grandparents bought in 1938 in Burbank, California. They paid $3,500 for their house. It inherited to my mother, inherited to my father, and then I bought it for my mom and dad. Okay, and that house, when I sold it, was about a little over, almost $600,000. That same house today, of course, I did a complete $100,000 rehab about 10 years ago. It was beautiful, but the bottom line, it was built in 26. That same house today, you couldn't touch it for $1.8 million. So you think my grandfather's turning in his spiritual grave up in Glendale at Forest Lawn in Glendale, Grandma and Grandpa? I bet they are. Yes, they are. They would have never thought in their wildest imaginations that the $3,500 house that they bought in 38 will be worth $1.8, $1.9 million today. And essentially, it's the same house, except I added a bedroom and one bedroom to it upstairs. So, but and redid the whole house, made it modern. from the ground up, kind of a ground up restore. But the point is, they would never have thought. So when I tell you that this price is going to go up, there's going to be someday very soon here that these houses in the Palmdale, Antelope Valley, Lancaster area are all going to be worth well over $1 million, maybe $1.5 million. I'm telling you, it's coming. Okay, it's coming. And when it comes, it's going to blow up. So you want to get one of those. All right. Transitions is what it's all about. So if you're selling, this is why I can promise you my guaranteed sales plan. I'll sell your house sold, guaranteed, or I'll buy it. That's right. I'll buy it. I'll give you a guaranteed cash offer 24 hours after we get in the list the house. I'll give you a guaranteed cash offer for a duration of time. And if I don't sell it before that time for more money, then I will buy it from you. It's really just that simple. And I'll guarantee it. I'll guarantee it in writing. That's a legal document. You can take to court and sue me and lien me and do anything you want to do to me. I guarantee that guarantee. Plus, I have another guarantee for sale by owners and people that aren't not on the market yet. Hey, look at how about this one? I'll sell your house for free. I guarantee. I'll sell your house for free. I guarantee. And you can get that right now. But a year from now, that might not be available. Okay, because prices might get squashed a little bit. Okay, right now, I'll sell it for free. I guarantee. Oh, don't worry, I'll make my money. I'll show you how I'll do it. All you got to do is give us a call. All right. So for the guaranteed sales programs, give us a call at 1-844-402-4222, extension 1072. Be happy to come over and kind of give you an overview of what we do. Hey, we're not talking about pushy sales. We're talking about real business here. I'm a businessman, and I'm looking to make you as much money as I can because we run hand in hand. The more money I make you, the more money I make my company. It's just that simple. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring something up here now to support everything I just said, because people always say, Jesse, sometimes you got to support what you say. So, okay, I'm going to support what I say. That's not a problem. Let me see if I can bring this up and drop this down just a little bit and see where I put it. Sometimes I've got to figure these things out. So let me just kind of bring this down. Let me make that small. Let me bring this one up, and I think I'll be able to make this happen. No, I don't want to open up that. I don't know if you're going to see this. Probably won't because I don't have it as part of the share. We're not sharing the screen right now with that. You just basically have me. So let me see. Where is that? Okay, right here. That's what I want. Okay, so let's make this small. And let's bring this back up here. And we'll move this right here. All right, we'll move this over here just so I know that we're there. But I want to read you this article. Maybe I can squeeze it down a little bit here. And yeah, I'm going to squeeze this down here. Come on, baby. Come on. And there we go. That's what I want to do. All right. I think this really is an important article to read. So I'm going to read it. It was written October 14th by 2021. I don't take credit for this. Marco Santarelli, Italian brother of mine, made this article available for us to read. And I think it just speaks to the point of what I just talked about. And I wanted to qualify this because it's so very important that you understand this and you get this. This is October 14th, 2021. So not too long ago, right? Okay, the headline is Housing Market Forecast 2021 and 2022. Crash or boom? What's next? Let's see if some of this water here, hold on. I froze it with ice and the ice is melting. So I got really ice water like from Iceland or something. Okay, so this is really going to speak to the heart of the matter. Mortgage rates at record lows and a scarcity of inventory are keeping the U.S. housing market robust in terms of demand. While affordability concerns continue to rise, low mortgage rates, rising savings, and a stronger job market all work together to put home ownership within the reach of a large number of prospective purchasers. However, will the housing market ever crash, he asks. Let's look at the most recent trends and housing market predictions for 2021 through 2022. Okay, so, all right, so you understand kind of where this article is going. It's going to support some of the things that I just said that old Jeannie McGuire taught me, old school real estate back in 1979. She retired a very wealthy woman. She was about 100 years old. The housing market has been particularly robust this year with high demand for homes in almost every area of the nation, especially here in Southern California and Palmdale, Lancaster, and Antelope Valley. The real estate market has emerged as a boom for sellers and a source of worry for buyers in the middle of this epidemic. Home prices have been increasing in the mid-single digits for many years. Recent double-digit price rises reflect the convergence of exceptional demand and chronically low supply. That's what we've had here in the Valley, that's for sure. And it's double digits. We're talking like maybe almost triple digits. Prices have gone up here in the last 3 years, some over 62% altogether. The improving economy and the approaching peak home buying years of millennials are driving a residential housing boom. Now that blows my mind. That blows my mind right there. Peak home buying years of millennials are driving a residential housing boom. I remember when they were saying that about baby boomers. Wow. Housing supply is now at its lowest level since the 1970s due to millennial home ownership and other factors such as rising building prices and real estate speculators snapping up all those flippers, right? Well, low mortgage rates coupled with more work from home possibilities created by the pandemic have also fueled a rise in housing demand, especially in lower density suburbia. And that's kind of out here. The Palmdale, Lancaster, Antelope Valley area is lower density. I mean, just look out your window, you see the open space galore, right? Like the San Fernando Valley was 100 years ago. Detached single-family houses continue to be in great demand. These properties provide greater living space and separation from adjacent houses than attached properties provided in the crammed-up city there in Los Angeles, San Fernando Valley, San Gabriel Valley, Ventura, Los Angeles City, Orange County, and those areas. We'll examine current real estate trends, he says, including price and rent increases, housing sales and supply, mortgage rates, and delinquencies, as other key industry takeaways and insights into the U.S. housing market. So the state of the housing market in 2021, according to Marco, is the FMHPI is an indicator that the industry uses, the bankers use, for typical house price inflation in the United States. Something you probably don't know about, but they have formulas. I mean, like the FICO score was a formula before they released FICO scores and started using them as a public determination of somebody's ability to buy. FICO scores was an indicator inside the bank. So this is another one of those things. It indicates that home prices increased by 11.3% in the United States in 2020 as a result of robust housing demand and record low mortgage rates. Yeah, but that's nationwide. Here in Southern California, it went up some 62% in 3 years. That's over 25% a year. And it really got fueled this last year. And really, the biggest portion of that was about 40% it went up. So the previous 2 years, it'd gone up about the nationwide average, 12 to 15%. We got slammed this last year. Okay, now, so as a result of this robust housing demand and record for low mortgage rates, growth is expected to slow, though, to 4.4% in 2022, according to the forecast. Now, remember I talked to you about what Jeannie McGuire said? She said sometimes it'll go up, it'll go down, it'll go up, it'll go down. Well, the growth is not going to be shooting up as much. It's going to be kind of going like this. The growth is getting smaller. That means it's going to take longer. That means there's more houses that are going to come on the market. That means as long as interest rates stay where they're at, buyers are going to have more flexibility and sellers are going to have more worry, like what I just explained earlier. Okay? That means buyers are going to have an advantage. So the current Freddie Mac Housing Price Index, that's what FMHPI stands for the United States, is 248.1 in July 2021. All right, so that number really doesn't mean much to you. It's a big explanation, that index, but just let me say this. The market is different now than it was just 6 or 8 or 10 months ago, okay? According to Realtor.com's September 2021 National Housing Report, the market is moving in favor of buyers. Exactly what I told you. Exactly what I've been saying for 6 months. Okay, homes continue to sell quickly and listing prices continue to increase gradually over the preceding year. While active listing inventory is historically low, the gap between this year and last year's continues to close. Jeannie McGuire predicted this in 1979. In September, weather-related disruptions in a number of areas led to a year-over-year decrease in newly listed properties. This year's decrease in newly listed houses is the first in 5 months. It hasn't changed in 5 months. Listings have been going faster for the last 5 months. Now they're going slower. Okay? Home prices are now rising in the single digits, having passed their peak growth rates last year. Hey, listen, you didn't jump on the boat, sellers. You missed it. You missed it. Don't miss it anymore. I'm telling you right now, 41 years of experience is telling me, don't miss it, sellers. You've got to jump on the bandwagon. Otherwise, you're going to miss not only the boat, you're going to miss the rowboat. I've seen this 4 times in my career. And I benefited from 3 of them. I failed to benefit from 1 of them because I thought I was smarter than what predictable trends said. In other words, I thought I was smarter than Jeannie McGuire. I wasn't. And I lost my tuchus. In fact, I lost almost everything. I had to start over, completely over. Okay? So I don't want that to happen to you. I've been there. All right. So it's not a happy camperville. Okay. You aren't living in happy times then. I hope you got a strong marriage. Yeah. Okay. So what we're seeing is this transition. That's why you've got to work with us. We know what we're talking about. Okay. You know, we get 15% higher prices than our competition here in the Valley. We sell our houses 30% faster than our competition here in the Valley. We've got almost 10,000 buyers in our buyers and waiting club, of which about 1,000 of them are approved from a bank approved cash, and that makes them a bank approved cash buyer with a DU report. Do you know that most of the agents and brokers around this valley take 17% to 22% longer to sell their houses than us? I can send you my statistics. They're true and sound. We're ahead of the marketplace even right now. Okay? All right. So, okay. If you want to sell your house and you're thinking about it, give us a call. Check out the free recorded message at 1-844-402-4222, extension 1072. It's going to give you a free report and insight on how I can say this: your home sold, guaranteed, or I'll buy it. The Home Selling Group. Jesse Terrero. Mr. Sold, Jesse T. I can say that with almost absolute 100% guarantee. And what do you got to lose? We take the risk off your shoulders and put it in mine, on our shoulders. Okay? And if you decide you want to sell and buy, I'll guarantee your purchase that if you hate that house that you buy from us, through us, with us, I'll buy it back in 18 months for what you paid for it, if I can't get more. See, you can't beat what we say. And how can I say these things with absoluteness and confidence? Because I understand transitions. And we, baby, are starting a major transition. Okay? Right. These market trends point to a positive development for buyers as we enter the second half of this year. Well, we've already entered that. Median list prices in several metro areas are continuing to fall. Well, we aren't seeing a big fall here, but we're starting to see them not go up, and we're starting to see sellers reduce their prices. Okay? This is owing to an increase in lower priced houses. Yes. Here in the AV, I can find you a house between $225 and $300 now. 6 months ago, I couldn't do that. I can find it. And we deal in off-market properties, buyers. That's right. You join our buyers and waiting club, which is free and no obligation at all. And we'll send you the secret sauce list, the Kentucky Fried Chicken list. Yes, the one that's in the vault in the deepest parts of Kentucky. Right? That's the off-market. We're talking about divorce, bankruptcies, probates, trust account liquidators, for sale by owners, people who are reducing their prices, sellers who just got fed up, but now they want to sell because they don't want to get hit hard by the banks. I'm telling you, we have our pulse on that. We have our pulse on that. Right here, our pulse. You see? That's my pulse. It makes a sound. I get excited about this stuff because that means you can become a millionaire. Just like Angel Perez, Henry Pereira, CJ Wilson. I mean, these are just people this year that I made millionaires because they understand transitions. Okay? New sellers are entering the market at normal, near low levels. And while property prices remain high, they may need to consider pricing more competitively in the near future. That's what's happening. The nationwide median list price for an active listing in September 2021 was $380,000, up 8.6% for the previous year, and up 20.6% compared to 2019. Now that's nationwide. Here in Southern California, that blows those numbers off. Okay. The median national home price for active listings remained the same from August through September. In comparison to the previous year, large metros witnessed an average price increase of 4.1%, slightly higher than last month's rate of 3.5%. The nation's biggest metro regions have seen slower price rises than the rest of the country, and that is a fact. We've slowed down in the 5-county region: LA County, Ventura County, Orange County, Riverside County, San Bernardino County, and Kern County. We've slowed down. We service all those areas with our 2 offices. One in the San Fernando Valley takes care of those areas, and one in the Antelope Valley takes care of these areas. Okay? We have a team that works for us. Okay? While median list price growth is slowing, this does not represent a housing market crash. No, we're not crashing yet. No, by no means. However, the share of homes with price reduction in September surpassed last year's level. It did. It does. It is. The share of homes having price reductions reduced and increased by 1.5% points to 17.9%, just slightly higher than the August share of 17.3%. See, that means about almost 20% of people are starting to reduce their prices now. This is why on Zillow and all those sites, this is why Zillow has stopped today buying houses, because in fact, their stock dropped. They're in a quandary. They made a mistake. by buying houses. They're smart people. We're not correct. A lot of heads are flying at Zillow right now. I'm telling you this. A lot of heads getting chopped off because they stopped buying houses today. Why? Because of what I've just said. That company just might go out of business. You know how many big companies like that over the 41 years I've seen go out of business? That kind of work like that, but work like that in the old school way? I'm telling you, I can name so many of them. Okay. I don't care how much a reserve of money. Okay. All right. However, share price reductions is still almost 5% lower than 2019. Yeah, well, this is still within normal ranges. It may indicate that some sellers are adjusting prices more aggressively than they have in the last year and a half. And I told you why. That's why they're doing it. The decline in time on market has slowed, but homes are still being picked up rapidly as demand remains high because the interest rates are so low. The time a typical listing spends on the market is beginning to correspond to seasonal patterns. It didn't do that for the last 2 years. The typical home spent 43 days on the market this September and 7 days less than last year. As the number of newly listed properties is increasing, the sharp inventory losses of recent months have moderated. The net result has been a deceleration in the growth of listing prices. Exactly what I explained. Okay. This article just supports everything I said. I have no financial interest in this article. Due to scarcity and demand, real estate will still appreciate at a faster than average rate through late 2021, according to CoreLogic. That's a big, giant research firm, one of the biggest in the country, a data and analytics company. Home price nationwide, including distressed sales, which I deal in most of the time, 58.2% of the time, 60% of the time, we sell our buyers in waiting houses that are not on the market. No multiple offers, good pricing, help from the sellers. We make it happen. Okay, roughly 42.8% of the time we have to go into the Zillow world and the MLS world. Okay, so no state saw a year-over-year decrease in house prices. Idaho and Arizona saw the greatest year-over-year increase. The large city metros like Vegas, LA, San Diego, Denver, Houston, Chicago, etc. continue to experience a price increase in August, with Phoenix leading the way at 30.9% year-over-year. The CoreLogic HPI forecast indicates that home prices will increase on a month-over-month basis by 0.3% from August 2021 to September 2021, and a year-over basis by 2.2% from August 2021 to August 22. Now, all that gobbledygook just means this. We're in a transition, but the panic hasn't happened. Remember I said, Jeannie McGuire told me a long time ago, you want to see what California is going to do? Look at Florida. Florida, as you notice, they didn't mention any Florida stuff in here. Why? Because Florida is starting to see this transition deeper, wider, and faster. And it's going to take 2 to 4 years for it to trickle across the country to get to California. You gotta buy something because interest rates are going to go up. I read an article today. They're thinking of maybe raising interest rates next month, and they're not going to go from 3% to 5%. But I predict this: by the end of 2022, they're going to be 4.5%. Watch. See, when the housing prices go up and interest rates go down, you can buy more cluck for your buck. It's just mathematics. When the housing prices go down and interest rates go up, you buy less cluck for your buck. It's just mathematics. Okay? Get some cluck for your buck, baby. While the housing market continues to expand and support the post-pandemic economy, these market forces are impacting access for certain buyers unevenly. According to a recent CoreLogic consumer survey, 59% of consumers looking to purchase a home reported combined household earnings of at least 6 figures. We don't have to have that to buy out here in Antelope Valley. You gives me someone that makes $50,000 a year and doesn't have a lot of debt against it and has a 620 or greater FICO score, I'll get you a house. A nice house too. Existing home sales decreased 2% in August of 2021. Okay. Existing home sales dropped 2% on seasonally adjusted annual rate from July to August. Okay. Home prices increased in all regions. This is the 114th consecutive month of year-over-year growth. All right. The median existing home price across all housing types was $356,700 in August, up 14.9% from August of 2020 to from 310 to 310,400. Sales of single-family homes priced below 250 decreased, while sales of home prices above that level increased. High home prices make an unbalanced market, but prices would normalize with more supply. Sales of home prices between 750,000 and $1 million increased most over year by 40.1%. Low inventories and high prices contributed to slowdowns in sales. Despite the slowdown, home sales are still 16% higher than in 2020 and 13% higher in 2019. Numerous first-time buyers face still an uphill battle. There were very few homes for sale in affordable price ranges. Additionally, the share of first-time buyers decreased to 29% to the lowest since 2019. Unsold inventory sits at 2.6 per month supply at the current sales pace, unchanged for July, but down from 3.0 months in August of 2020. 87% of homes sold remained on the market for less than a month. Okay. All right. So now, I just want to read one more thing here, and then I'm going to call it quits. In the West, okay, existing home sales decreased 0.0. I'm sorry. Yeah. In the West, existing home sales decreased 0.8%, posting an annual rate of 1,230,000 in August, down 1.6% from 1 year ago. Okay, so what's that saying? Things aren't selling as fast. The median price in the West, the western part of the United States, was $507,900, up 11.4% from August of 2020. Okay. So I like this one company here, and I think you should look into this company. According to Bankrate, that's bankrate.com. Bankrate's latest survey of the nation's largest mortgage lenders as of October 14th, 2021, the average rate for a 30-year fixed mortgage is 3.20%. Bankrate is always right on the button. Up 7 basis points since the same time last week. See, it's rising. It's rising, guys. A month ago, the average rate on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage was 3.02%. Now it's 3.20%. It's going up, guys. The average rate for the benchmark 15-year fixed mortgage is 2.43%, up 4 basis points from a week ago. I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, things are in shift and fluctuation. The mortgage rates have shifted over the past week across the nation and are shifting and are going to continue to shift, according to Marco and his research. All right. All right, so this is a beautiful article. I think I'll tell you what I'm going to do with this article, guys. I'm going to save this article. I'm going to print it up, and I'm going to make it available to you. Okay, and if you call me at 1-800, if you call my Antelope Valley office at 661-455-7155, 661-455-7155, I'm going to make this article free to you, okay? It won't cost you anything. It's free of charge. And I want you to really read it, because if you don't do something, you're going to regret it. I'm telling you right now. Sellers, you need to contact us, because we'll provide you the guarantees. We take the risk away from you. Okay, buyers, you need to contact us, because we have the off-market properties, and we'll show you stuff nobody else has. And of course, we'll show you all the stuff that's on the market that's being reduced. 661-455-7155 is my office number. If you want to call my 800 number, 1-800-684-8699, wherever you're at. It's a toll-free number. I'll get this article out to you because it's that important. And I usually don't do this with articles I read. I usually write most of my own. But this guy did a spectacular job, spectacular job. And I'm going to get this out to you. Okay, so give me a call. That's your freebie for today. All right, in a nutshell, here we go, guys. Up here where I'm at and where my other office is at, we are in a transition marketplace. This is where you make your millions of dollars, in the transitions. Okay. Here in the Antelope Valley, the pricing is perfect. It's the lowest priced area in LA County. And I read an article just about 2 hours ago that said Palmdale has the highest per capita income of home buyers and expandable income than any other area in LA County. That is a mind blower. But think about it, it makes sense. Most people make somewhere between 50 and 125,000 a year. And if you're making that kind of money and your mortgage payment is only $1,700 to $2,500 a month, and you don't have a lot of debt, you have a lot of expendable income. It makes perfectly good sense. Okay? We have some of the nicest houses being built here, and we have some of the nicest rehab jobs being done, and we have some of the lowest prices in North LA County, where the neighborhoods aren't gang-infested MS-13 Crip and Blood gangs. Okay? Great weather. Today's weather was spectacular. Okay? Desert sunshine, no smog. I mean, this is the place. You can walk your dog in the neighborhood, your wife, or you can. And we're here. The home selling group is here. You have to buy. And you have to sell and move up. And we can make all that happen risk-free. Okay? And for those of you down in the San Fernando Valley where our Burbank office is, it covers LA, same to you. It's just more expensive. You make the money in the transitions. I'm buying as much as I can because I know if I add to my personal portfolio and my company's portfolio, well, we're going to be happy campers. We're already happy, but we're even going to be more happy. And I want to be a happy camper with you. It's that simple. I want to give you the opportunity to get what you want and what you dreamed for your whole life. I want you and your family to be safe. I want your kids to grow up in an environment that's wonderful. I want you guys at the end of your life, when you're older, when you're my age, 61, hopefully it's not the end of my life, I got at least maybe 30 more years. I want you to be able to say, yeah, I did it. I made it. I worked hard, kept my family right, I kept my nose clean. Look what we've done, honey. You can do that in real estate and only real estate. Okay? So let's be a team because together everybody achieves more. I can't do it without you, and you can't do it without me and the home selling group because we guarantee, we put our promises in writing. Your home's sold guaranteed, or I'll buy it. Our buyers in waiting club, the very coolest properties that are not on the market, and the ones that are making the biggest drops in price. We got the pulse of the street. Become a cash buyer without having all the cash and let the bank pay 95 to 100% for the purchase of your house. OPM. You buy a house through us, I promise and guarantee in 18 months, if you don't like it, I'll buy it back at what you paid for it. Or sell it for more. We've got it for you. So give us a call and we'll make it happen. For the Guaranteed Sales Program, 1-844-402-4222, extension 1072. You don't have to talk to anybody. Just record a message, get the free report, we'll talk. For the Guaranteed Buyback Program, we have a special number for you on that too as well. 1-800-684-8699. Just let us know what you're looking for. You want the buyback program? You want to find the free report information on that? Leave your name, number, email, and we'll get back to you. I want people that are ready, willing, and able. I want the ones that will do the right thing for themselves and their families. If you can't do it right now, let's figure out a strategy to help you get there as fast as we can. That's free, no obligation. Because just because you can't do it right now doesn't mean you can't do it in the future. I started all over. In fact, I've started all over twice in my life, maybe 3 times. Because I had the will. You get knocked down, you get back up. As long as I can get back up when I'm knocked down, that means I can start over. Learn from my mistakes. I won't allow you to make mistakes. I will not put you in jeopardy. My team will not put you in jeopardy. It's not about just making money. It's about making dreams and families and their desires come true. We've got the Buyers in Waiting program. That's available for you. You can go to our website if you'd like to. You can check out these programs and get free reports that way and watch a little video. www.yourAVHomesearch.com. Bring down the buyer slide and the seller slides. We have all these programs there. You can download the reports for free and watch a video. Go 1-minute video, 2-minute video. Okay? Hey, always remember, Will Rogers said when they asked him, how did you get wealthy? Just going around the country being a humorist? He said, no. I bought a lot of dirt because God don't make it anymore. Ain't that the truth? If it don't start right, it don't end right. So let's start right together. Your home's so guaranteed, or I'll buy it. The Home Selling Group. It's me, Jesse T. Mr. Soul, Jesse Terrero. And as I used to say on the radio, the Brown Beauty is off duty. See ya!